Hi, my name is Arjun. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Cloaked, and we're a consumer security and privacy company focused on putting you in control of your data and your identity.
Hi, I'm Abhijay. I'm the co-founder and chief AI officer of Cloaked. We are really looking to see how can we expand people's relationship with technology and build a foundation of privacy on their data.
Building a business based on trust, it's paramount that the founders also trust one another. And I think being brothers is really critical and important in taking on this complex problem. I think it's really actually helped us, and also doubly so that we've done this a second time together. I think we've learned a lot the first time we built the company, what to do, what not to do. And I think this time those lessons learned made it a lot easier to rely on the strengths of one another and figure out how to work around our weaknesses.
It's funny, we've been working professionally together since we were 12, 13, even younger. So we've had just about every, fight you could have, every sort of intellectual journey you could have. So what's fun is we can sometimes skip directly to the end, right? We'll have a conflict or an intellectual disagreement, and we've had the same fundamental first principle misalignment since we were 12. So we understand where we're coming from, and we can just fast forward 2 hours of conversation and get to the end. Arjun would come to me every weekend with a different formulation of what the journey of the problem statement is. And I would probably shoot him down. And it just so happened that around COVID, when we were back together in our house, we were able to iterate so many times until finally he presented me an idea that I was impressed by. I thought this was something that might actually work.
It was after we started kind of building the first thing that both of us, I think by that beginning of 2021, we both quit our jobs and went all in on Cloaked, because we had also seen for ourselves what we had an idea of was coming to life. The exciting part is that we're both very deep technologists, but we're also very strong generalists. And even investors ask us, like, how do you divide work? One's like, are you CTO? Are you more CEO? I think the real answer is that we both complement each other's skill sets really well. And it's really, I'd say I love to go wide and Abhijay loves to go deep.
I think a core question for almost any organization is it more beneficial for somebody to raise the floor or raise the ceiling? And I think with both of us having our own specialties, it's nice to be able to do both. Arjun is a very reliable person. He never stops working. I don't actually understand the level of drive and persistence it takes. And I think that's a very strong foundation for us to build off of.
I feel like we're just getting started. Like there's so much more to go. And I'd say our dynamic is very different. When we first came to the office, my girlfriend thought I was crazy, but I spent the weekend unpacking boxes. I went to the CVS and I bought toilet paper, I bought ketchup, mustard, whatever the office did. And I just had a lot of joy. I was like, all right, we're about to start this next chapter. Let's get started. I don't want to just like, let's hope I delegate to somebody to get this working. It's like, I've got a long weekend. Let's get the office moving.
A lot of it comes down to how can we get richer experiences that are knowing you from a more personal level. And there's only really two avenues to get that data. You either steal it or you ask for it. And we think there's plenty of companies that are operating from the first principle. Steal it, exploit people, get it from any means necessary. We think the more sustainable solution is how can you build a foundation based around consent, where a user's concerns, their permissions, their actual requests are front and center. Their consent is front and center.
Right now, as a company, we're a consumer direct-to-consumer product, and we're always going to be a consumer product that really fits within your life. That's our goal. And I think what we'd like to do and what's next is how do we play in the greater stage, in the conversation, in AI, a conversation around people's personal data, how those two intersect, how we play a bigger role both with the consumer, in the United States, and then even globally. We want to enter that arena and say, like, this is the way we should be talking about protection, security, safety, personalization, because ultimately it could lead to much better outcomes, but putting people at the center.